So just as a reminder, this is geometry, semester 2. This is the first unit called trigonometry. This is 08 lesson, so the 8th lesson, Law of Cosines Practice on creatormath.com. It's under the Geometry tab. Copy the following problems 1 through 5 into your composition book on the correct pages according to the table of contents with the notes for those pages from creatormath.com. This is the law of cosines. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine alpha, or the angle associated with the side A. We've already started a problem here, problem number 1. We've written the law of cosines out. We've looked at the side missing, that's AB right here. We're calling that A. That's across from the angle 79. Remember, across from means opposite or across from in geometry. So that's the side across from that angle. And the two adjoining sides attached to the angle. That's the way the law of cosine works. These problems are all set up for us, so we've gone ahead and filled it out. We identified this side as 19 and this side as 9. It doesn't matter which b and c are. We write them in 19 squared and 9 squared minus 2 times 19 because b repeats and c repeats as times 9. And then cosine of the included angle, which is 79 degrees. We took the square root of the left side to get rid of the square. What we did to one side, we must do the other, so we took the square root of the entire side. And now, we're working to go ahead and type this in if we can. And I'm going to clear this out and start over on this one. I have enough room. There we go. So we've got square root. We start with that. This is a square root symbol. It gives us a parenthesis. So everything under the square root symbol we're going to try to put in there. We're going to say 19 caret squared plus 9 squared. And I'm using the x squared key right here. Notice it goes to the caret 2 on both those. So 19 and 9. Then we say minus. There's a 2 in the definition, times 19, times 19, times 9. Those are the two sides repeating, so we already have them. We know they're the two right here. And we say times cosine of the angle, which is 79 degrees. And we're going to close that off with a parentheses and close another parentheses to say that's all under the square root symbol. What do we get? We get A is approximately equal to 19.41. 19.41, and they do give us a multiple choice here of 19.4, so that's the answer on this one. And let's see what else. Approximately equal, yes. Okay, so we're going to move to the next one, and this one we'll start over again. And these are all very similar and repetitive. There's only 5 of them, so we're just going to run through the same procedure each time. So let's start with the law of cosines, which is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A. They want side AC, that's here, so that's going to be our A. This is going to be B and C, and it doesn't matter which you define as long as they're B and C. This could be B and this could be C, this could be B and this could be C, right? So we're going to say A squared equals 14 squared plus 18 squared minus 2 times 14 times 18 times cosine of 140 degrees. We're going to take the square root of the left to reverse this, so these disappear and we're left with 8. And then we're going to take the square root. We do it one side, we must do the other, so square root of the whole right side. And for this one, because it's exactly the same as our last problem, right? I'm literally going to go through and just edit the equation I have on my calculator, or the expression that I've typed in here. So instead of 19 squared, we've got, with 19 and 9, we have 14 and 18. So let's change this to 14. Let's make this 18. Let's make this 14. And this 18. So 14 and 18, 14 and 18, and the measurement in this case is 140 degrees. So we're going to make this, instead of 79, we'll replace it with 140. And we come out with 30.10. And what is that telling us? That's telling us that the length of this side is 30.10 long. This one's 18, this one's 14. Notice that with the law of cosines, this is different from sine, cosine, and tangent because those dealt with 90-degree triangles. These are dealing with non-90-degree triangles. Let's repeat and do another example. We're looking for side BC. These problems are relatively set up for us. It's across from the angle or opposite the angle of 65 degrees. Let's call this A. Let's go ahead and start with our definition. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2AB cosine of the angle alpha, which is the angle opposite the side A. We're going to say again A squared here, and we're going to label these two sides are on the adjoining side to the angle in question, 15 and 25. So we have 15 squared plus 25 squared minus these repeat, 2 times 15 times 25, because they're both being, this should be B, this should be C, this should be B, this should be C. There we go. 15 and 25, cosine of the included angle, which is 65 degrees. We're going to take the square root of the left side, which cancels out the square there. What you do to one side, you must do to the other. And again, because this is repetitive, I'm going to go ahead and just modify my calculator to say 15 squared and 25 squared. 15 squared, 25 squared, minus 2 times 15 times 25, cosine of the included angle, which is 65 degrees. Right, 23.087. A is approximately equal to 23.09. Right, so what is that saying? That's saying the length of this side here is 23 long. So notice 25 here, 15 here, 23 here. That looks pretty good. That's probably reasonably true given the fact that this is almost, right, 60, 65 degrees starts to be something where these ought to be a similar length. And it looks pretty good. All right, let's do it again. So here we are, side AB, and I'm glad they only gave us 5 problems because they gave us all the same. So the side across from here is AB, that makes this A, that makes this angle large A, capital A, and these are our B and C sides. So A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC, there we go, cosine of the included angle A. So BC, BC, they just repeat. A squared equals, take each side, 26 and 25. 26 squared plus 25 squared minus 2 times 26 times 25, cosine times the angle that's included, 124 degrees. Take the square root of the left, which will cancel that out. What you do to one side, you must do to the other, and we're right back to the identical situation we've been in now before. Let's just modify this. It's 26 and 25. 26, 25, we already have in there. 26, 25, 26, 25, 26, 25, and the angle is 124. Right? 45.03. Approximately equal to 45.03. And I do have a cheat sheet over here. I worked these in advance. So I am checking it on the other problems I did. Okay, and notice this one says 45, so that one's here. I'm not sure we marked this one at 23.09, so we're going to mark this one at 23.1. Here we go. And one more of these, and it looks like they're going to make us do it the exact same way. So, law of cosines and law of sines is often not taught in geometry. They wait sometimes until Algebra 2. I think that's why they're giving us problems that are very predictable here, and it's sort of patternistic, where we can now just sort of learn at a sort of lower level. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A is our definition. A squared equals B squared is 18 and 24. So 18 squared plus 24 squared minus 2 times 18 times 24 times cosine of 123 degrees, 1, 2, 3 degrees. We take the square root of the left and the square root of the right. It cancels here, so we're left with A is approximately equal to. we're just going to change out the 18 and the 24. This becomes 18. This becomes 24. This becomes 18. This becomes 24, and our included angles 1, 2, 3. And we get 37.02. 37.02. It looks like this one, right? They rounded it for us, but that's got to be the right one given the answers. They always say pick the best answer. And what is that saying? It's saying that this length here is 37 long. Notice if this is 18 and that's 24, and this is such a large angle, such a wide angle, this being 37 pretty much makes sense to us. So you're going to match up this assignment with the Schoology assignment. And if the graphics don't show up, don't worry, it'll be in the video. And you're going to find this video on creatormath.com under the Geometry tab.